Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are watching Teen Wolf. Hopefully, guys are enjoying the series so far. You know, as most of you do know by now, that Patreon do get the videos first before the YouTube. Season 5 on the Patreon. Episode 12 of Season 4 is being released on YouTube today. And I've just ran the most liked and disliked characters votes on there. And Lydia's won her first ever most liked character. Now, it's made me happy, really happy. I got a smile on my face. You know, she has been consistent in the show. And she's finished third, second, and first now in the most liked characters poll. Now, what's interesting is, obviously, when we ran the poll for the Patreon, they voted it as Malia, Styles, and Scott. And obviously, Lydia's come up top. And now it's obviously Lydia, Malia, and Styles. So Scott slipped out into fourth spot. But it's very interesting. And obviously, it's made me smile. Lydia's having another good season. Like if we referenced last episode, she's astral projecting outside of her body. She's walking around Icon House. Who she found? Meredith May. She's had a conversation with her. She said, look, you need to control your powers. You need to control your screaming. I could teach you. You need to fight for yourself, fight for your family, fight for your friends. And it made me think of episode 1 when Lydia was doing kicks and flips that she probably learnt from Perish. And then she was like sonic booming people across the room, which she's probably learnt from Meredith. So again, very interesting the fact that, you know, Lydia's progressing up in the most liked characters polls, but also her character's also improving and getting more layers, so it's exciting to see. Now, Liam, yeah, he had a kiss with Hayden last episode. She's back. She's saying to him, look, mate, you know, I don't know what's happening with me. It's all feeling crazy. I'm feeling weird. Everything's totally different. But I'll tell you what doesn't feel different. My feelings for you. And, you know, very interesting. Obviously, they went and had a little kiss. Liam was about to apologise to Scott because they haven't really been on speaking terms since Liam nearly killed his life. But I think Scott's going to be understanding. It was a supermoon. You know, Theo was manipulating him. Hayden had just died. His emotions was all over the place. Scott will accept him back into the pack. But obviously, like I said, when he was knocking on to see Scott there, he wasn't, because he was in the tunnels fighting against the Dread Doctors. Now, what's really interesting is Chris turned up, mate. He's back. He had his shotgun. He was shooting them. They had their, like, sonic field up. The guy's, like, his hand, doesn't it, with all these, like, I don't know what you call it, beams on it, that he keeps, like, unlocking stuff, and he put, like, a force field around. And obviously, it was stopping the bullets. Really interesting. Also, down there was Theo. You know, Theo was fighting Scott's pack to see if they were strong enough. Scott's pack obviously come out on top, but Theo was saying, look, mate, we've got a common enemy. It's this last Chimera. It's absolutely huge. You seen at the start of the episode when Hayden's sister was on duty and she went down into one of the facilities after seeing a car outside running and a padlock broken. She went down, seen a dead body. The Chimera is even bigger than Peter Hale in Season 1. It is massive. And like Theo was saying, we have one common enemy, and that is take that Chimera out. Obviously, they got the Dread Doctors as well, but that is more like Scott's problem right now. But I probably have to agree with Theo that they do have to take his Chimera out because it looks absolutely huge and devastating. So again, very, very good. And then obviously we've seen, Kira kind of end the episode with her mum. She's kind of in the desert. I don't know what she's doing. She's trying to control the kitsune that's inside of her, but like these people come from the ground. They crawled up. They was all stood there. They was in the tribal outfits. They had the sick face paint on. Very, very good, mate. I'm interested to see what Kira's bringing back into the show. And then we finished the episode with Chris Argent going to Gerard, mate, of all people, and giving him the plant that he has in his safe. He threw it on the floor. He jumped on it, ate it, and all that gunge and all that black stuff, that tar thing that's been coming out of his body, transitioned into blood. And then Gerard just stood there being annoying Gerard again, all smug, having a conversation with Chris. So maybe Gerard's back in it for the back end of this season. Who knows? But I'm excited to watch today's episode. If you guys do enjoy it, please smash the like. It really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new. As always, let's jump into episode 13 of Season 5 of Teen Wolf. Oh aye, and here we go again. Your monthly price is increasing to 11 quid. You know, it feels like Netflix increased the prices every single day. When I first started on this, well, not on YouTube, but on Netflix, it was like £3.99, £4.99. Now it's £10.99, mate. Literally, it's going up and up and up. Now, an interesting one for me would be, please comment below how much Netflix is in your country and just leave the country next to it so I can see the different prices that we all pay. I don't know what that is converted into dollars, but it's probably about $15, $16 that we pay for Netflix. You might pay more or less, but I'm very interested. Oh, did she slice her? Oh. Sand in the eyes. Oh.
She's frightened, but she's not frightened of us. Of herself.
Can you help her?
We can try. If not, she stays.
Oh, one of them.
Forever.
Oh, face. Oh, they disappeared. Decent start to the episode, mate. I'm not going to complain with a bit of action, a bit of fighting, a bit of scrapping to start the epi. But interesting, mate. So if Kira, you know, they can't help her, she has to be one of them. But she never said yes. And I don't know if you could take them to court if it would stand, mate, because she didn't accept it. They put an offer out, but she never accepted it.
They're alive. I know. It was Theo. He's the one who brought them back, and now they're with him. Hayden's one of them. Where are you guys going?
To get Kira. Dad told us that her mom took her out to New Mexico to this place called Shiprock.
I'll come with you.
You can't.
Let me help.
Yeah, go on, Liam. Fight for it.
Let me do something.
Give him a task,
Do
Scott.
anything.
Disappointed with Scott with that one.
So what do you want? To help.
Shouldn't he be a little higher on your priority list right now? I mean, since he's the only other actual werewolf, you're only actual beta.
That was well good from Styles. Hey, mate, he got his car working without duct tape. Oh, it's leaking all over the place. Look at that. Now, again, yeah, I've got to say, I was disappointed with Scott there. You know, he seems like he's still a bit salty that Liam attacked him and he's gone outside. You didn't see the look in his eye, mate. I have seen. I've seen it in your eyes. You've tried to attack me before. It's a full moon. He's your beta. He's the only one you've got. He should be higher up on your priority list. Respect everything that Styles just said.
See it? It's too fast. We're not trying to catch it. Not yet.
They're tracking the Chimera, mate, literally.
But isn't it just a teenager like us? Isn't it just a kid underneath?
Yeah, they don't care about that. The doctors, they needed a body because they couldn't resurrect the beast out of thin air. All the doctors care about is the beast. The thing probably doesn't even know it turns back to human during the day.
I read that
yeah,
Mr.
that's...
Jabradan killed 113 people.
The doctors told me it was closer to 500.
Hmm.
Where is it? You already have your back. Look at my eyes. They look red to you?
Wow, look at the size on this. He's leaving now, mate. He's like, I'm off, mate. Come on, Tracy, let's go. Disappeared, mate, just like that.
You were afraid to use the sword. I showed you I wasn't afraid to use the spear.
That is the worst bandage I've ever seen. No joke.
What happens now?
They're going to test you.
Have they mentioned anything about fixing me?
They have their methods. It takes time.
How much time?
Months or years. If this part of you becomes too powerful, it will consume you. You won't even exist anymore.
Learning from a couple of crazy half-naked women carrying spears and wearing animal pelts.
We're not so different from them. It could be the only thing that saves you.
All the myths about skinwalkers say they're evil.
They say the same thing about Kitsune.
That's true, innit, mate? Don't always believe everything that you read. That is literally so true. Don't always believe everything that you read. But what's interesting with Kira is she's seeing it as that she's losing her life, she's losing her friends, you know, she's being absent from Scott. But her mum seeing it as in, mate, you're going to be absent from your life. You're not even going to be you. So, like, this is, again, short-term pain for long-term gain. Yes, okay, years will feel like a lifetime, but you've got a lifetime, mate. Literally, you could live for centuries. You're Kitsune. Do you know what I mean? Literally. So, right now, you've got to make sure that your body don't get wholly taken over. Once you can control that, then you can go back into the world. But I can see it from her side. She feels like she's losing her life, but she's not, mate. She's probably trying to save it.
Man, I think the Jeep's overheating again. Probably. Damnatio Memoriae was a Roman practice. The government decreed to destroy the images of the damned. The Romans believed it was a punishment worse than death. Damnatio Memoriae was later used on a serial killer in 1598 known as the Demon Tailor.
Look at how cocky he is.
You said you weren't going to get involved.
I want him to get involved, but not die. Get involved, Liam. Get involved.
You still not talking to Malia?
She's not talking to me. Or anyone, I guess.
I think she found her mother.
I knew she was still looking.
I was at her house. I'm pretty sure Braden was there too.
The hell do you think they're gonna do? Oh my god, you already know, don't you? It's the chemo signals, right?
I think she's gonna kill her.
She's gonna try to.
Yeah, we're out of gas.
In the first and third row, look behind you. These are your partners.
Anyone seen Styles or Scott McCall? Can't be the only one who thinks it's slightly coincidental. They're both sick on the same day. And Lydia Martin wasn't in class today either.
She won't be in for a while. Medical issues.
She's walking on the glass.
Do you know how he did it?
Hey.
He put the recorder in the cup to amplify my voice.
If you're going to use it as a weapon, you need to learn to do the same.
Sick, mate.
So today you're going to solve a little mystery. Two couples had babies on the same day in the same hospital. Were the babies switched? Open your packets and read the instructions.
You're gonna talk to me?
You know you're hanging out with a total psycho that tried to get me to kill Scott and did it himself? Yeah, okay, let's talk about that.
Do you know what my question is, right? Are the US schools do actually learn stuff like that? Because no wonder, in my opinion, that the US educational system are way smarter than the UK. Now, I've said before, mate, right, you guys are disappointed when you get a C grade. Now, a C grade, 70 plus, so 70 out of 100 would get you a first class honours degree here in the UK, where in the US, it only gives you a C. So, like, literally, because what she's just asked them, you know, what type of blood, and he said AB or something, and then she was like, now the task is 2 babies were born in a hospital and they switched or whatever's. Mate, my school was like, here's a Bunsen burner, you know, let's go and burn some things or something. Like, literally nothing as smart as that. Anyway, that is way above my head, way above my head.
You want to go out again? Yeah. You actually have to ask. Why not?
You like me?
But you're still with Theo. You're with the bad guys.
There aren't gonna be any good guys or bad guys. It's either gonna be dead or alive. I wanna be alive.
I like what he said though there, mate. He's only dead or alive.
Fine.
I know you probably don't believe it, but Theo is looking for the same thing.
You mean the last Chimera?
It's not what he's calling it.
What is he calling it then?
The Beast.
Did you really leave me here? With them?
If it's the only thing that saves your life, then yes.
Yeah, it's what I was saying before. Literally, she said your life's going to be consumed by the kitsune.
I can't pass their test.
Don't fail.
They do look pretty sick then, don't they? Let's be honest. That girl's rooting for Incha. She's rooting for a man.
Locked. You got a 20?
How's that even working? Should be turned off if that's shut.
There's a pin. A little metal pin attached to the scaffold. He was trying to pull me down. He was trying to kill you. Yeah, so then I pulled the pin. It just went right through him. Why didn't you think you could tell me? It was just the way you were looking at me that night. Looking at me like I just bashed you in the head with it. I know the difference. What? I know what self-defense is.
Yeah, he does, right. He does know what self-defense is, but I've got to counter that by saying that the guy was well judgmental. 2, the guy was not listening to what Styles was saying. And like 3, yeah, he believed Theo over Styles. He's like, Scott, you do believe me? It was self-defense. And Scott was just like, nah, it wasn't. He never said that, but that's literally, he already made his mind up from a conversation with Theo. Like, whatever Styles was saying, it was just going to go in one ear and out the other because his mind was already made up from the conversation that he had prior. So, in that context there, you know, he does know what self-defense is. And Styles was trying to plead his case that it was self-defense, but Scott had already made his mind up. Like he said, it was the way he was looking at me like a bash your head in. He had whatever Styles had said in that conversation, it wouldn't have made any difference because he'd already chosen to believe what Theo had told him.
Our names are gone. Our initials. Not just you and your friends. Everyone.
Oh, do you reckon it's like Happy Death Day where she has to do this over and over again until she gets it right? She's starting. Look, her eyes are moving now. Before she was dead, wasn't she? Just moving to the side. Imagine seeing that.
How do you think it's happening to her out there?
We always do everything at night time, don't we, where we can't see. Literally, that's what I'd be saying. Why is it so dark? It sounds like a berserker to me. Oh, it looks like, doesn't it? Oh, got him, mate. It's interesting. Is she still scared of him? Is she facing the fears or something? Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to figure out what she's doing, actually.
I don't know why we didn't just keep talking that night. 5 more minutes, and we would have figured out that there were 2 different stories. I didn't want it to happen like this. Sooner or later, one of us was gonna get a little too much blood on our hands. If it were to happen, it should be me. I'm the one who's constantly putting you guys in danger, risking your lives. People you don't even know. Come on, we only got a few hours till sunrise.
You know, I'm happy that conversation happened. Oh, I can hear her.
Styles.
You can see the flashing down on the bottom. Oh. It's good that she's not giving up, though. She looks sick when she goes into this form. Whoa, mate. Wow, that was sick, mate. We need to do more of that from Kira. I know they're saying that it might consume her, you know, and she's here to obviously suppress it. But she needs to learn how to control it, mate. Imagine if she could do that the way Lydia's learning how to control her scream. If she could do that, mate, she would be so sick. I never understand why they throw it all over the floor, literally. Like, she just left it on the side.
Can't find him, can you? I wonder what's gonna happen when Scott realizes that it's your fault.
Oh, go on, Malia.
I can help you find them. How? The Dread Doctors.
Oh.
I know how they found everyone.
Look at this guy, man. He's always got a plan, hasn't he? He's always got a way of meddling in everyone's business. Like, why does he care about the Desert Wolf and her mum? Do you know what I mean? Literally, why?
I won.
I'm a captain now.
I passed the test.
Mate, how should I?
But not you. The fox. You wield the sword, but the fox wields you. It means you have no control. You will stay.
Mate, that's interesting because, you know, they said that she had to get control, and did she not control it? Yeah, okay, I know the fox come and absolutely dominated, but, you know, that was her, wasn't it not? I didn't see her lose control at all, but maybe it was. Maybe she can't control what happens when the fox comes, but in terms of that fight there, I thought Kira done well there. I thought they've used kind of like a loophole, say like, you know, you've not done it all as Kira, we can see in front of you, you use your powers, which means you need to be with us, you can't control yourself. I think they've kind of twisted it.
Try not to get involved.
Does that include me? I know how you look up to Scott, but he just can't protect us the way Theo can. I can't die again. Liam.
Do you know what I'm noticing? Two of Theo's pack here getting closer to Scott's.
Kira, get in the car.
Come on, let's go! Everyone okay?
Look at them kissing straight away. You're telling me that they could just get off like that and they're not going to come after her?
I love you. I love you so much.
Look at his car leaking, mate. It's a trail. They're going to follow it all the way and get her. Trust.
Scott.
What's wrong?
I found out something from Corey. Looking for an alpha. Blind alpha. Deucalion.
But my man's not blind no more. He's not blind no more, you know. She come, Jennifer, and absolutely giving me sight, did she not? You know, last time he spoken to him, he was saying, look, mate, if you come, we're going to come after you, and you won't see us coming. That was the threat that you and Derek made to him. You know, you might have your vision now, but you won't see us. We'll come in the dark. We'll come when you're least expecting it. And if you could see us or if you can't, it doesn't matter because we'll take you out. That is literally Scott's threat to him. And now, obviously, Theo's looking for him. Interesting. You know, Deucalion was decent when he was in as well, you know. And he has been for a lot. And he was a big alpha, wasn't he? You know, when he screamed and all the clouds was thundering and all that. So he would be a good one to try and team up with. So Mason's done well there with his digging. Like I said a second ago, it looks like if you look at Theo's pack, two of them are getting close to kind of Scott's pack. Because Mason's kind of in it now. You know, he's part of the team. And, you know, you've got him. And, you know, the lad that he's dating, and also you've got Hayden and Liam as well. And Theo is obviously infiltrating Malia. So it's like 3 of them. He's trying to give her help in terms of finding her mum and guilting her as well, thinking that Scott's going to be mad at her for what's happened to Deaton. It's interesting. And also Kira as well, she had a good episode. You know, we started off with the episode with her fighting, and then we ended the episode with her fighting as well, which was pretty good. And then obviously she's told Scott that she loves him, but also as well, they've just got away from them people so easily. They said, mate, you stay with us now. And then her mum was making a big deal of it. You know, if you fail, you stay with them forever. And then all Styles had to do is pull up in the car, and he bounced and got off. Like, that was it. Like, so basically, if you was quick enough to run away, whether it was on foot, on bike, on car, you're done and dusted, you're fine, you're safe. You know, it doesn't, like, his car was leaking all episode. It's got to play some sort of factor. It's got to, you know, like, they have got to follow that trail all the way back to Beacon Hills and try and get, that's what I would like anyway. You know, whether or not whether or not Kira gets taken towards the end, I don't really care. But what I would like to have is a bit of continuity, you know. They said that if she fails, she's got to stay with her. Styles' car's leaking, but why? You know, why have we even told us that bit if it's not going to play into a factor of the story? Do you know what I mean? Like, so if when he got in the car at the start and he looked in the back and he had all that stuff because he said it was a minor leak, that didn't need to be there if he wasn't going to see it leaking as he drove off, and then wasn't going to see it as it was leaking as he drove off at the end picking up Kira. It's got to play in the story later on down in the season. So again, I'm intrigued where that one goes. Okay, and that's going to wrap up today's episode. Very interesting. Like I said, we started the episode with Kira. She was fighting these Skinwalkers, and we was told that pretty much, you know, she'll go through a test with them, and if she passes, she'll be able to go on a merry way. If she doesn't, she'll have to become one of them and join them, part of their little Skinwalker pack, and obviously they'll be there together forever. So we've seen her, like I said, at the start of the episode fighting with them, and then obviously at the very end we've seen her fighting kind of with, you know, the Gitsonays, and she ended up beating one of them. She absolutely morphed into the massive fox that she is and absolutely killed it, ripped the mask off, and she's come as a trophy at the end. I've done this. Well, the Skinwalkers, you know, they're not happy with that. They said that she failed the test. She said that, you know, it's the fox that controls her, not her that controls the fox, which may be true. But I think, again, they used that to their advantage. They always knew that was going to happen, and there was no way of actually winning that test. You know, you went into the test, defeated your enemy, and she come out on top safely. She wasn't consumed. She wasn't not in control the whole time, and she was able to, obviously, defeat them. And they was like, no, mate, that defeated them, not you, so you're staying with us. And then, obviously, they stomp in the ground. It's cracking. They're getting ready to take her. Styles and Scott turn up. You know, he's saved his pack, so to speak. I am the leader, and he's grabbed her, and obviously they've managed to get off. Now, Styles' van is leaking, and we could see it trickling down the road as they go away, and I'm hoping that does play into some sort of the story later on. But she's confessed her love to Scott. He's said it a couple of times in the episodes before. You could see her mum smiling in the front, so that was nice to see. We're also seeing Lydia. You know, we had an interesting bit of her story. She's walking around Icon House. You know, she's speaking to Meredith. She's explained to her how the glass broke. You know, she amplified her scream, but they used it by putting it directionally. Do you know what I mean? Like, he didn't just go everywhere. He had the cup, he put it against the glass, that he's shown it in one direction. That is where the glass shattered. Lydia also screamed while she was in bed. All the lights were flickering. Obviously, 2 of the people who worked there come running down to have a look at her. She was lay on the bed. They said, yes, we did hear a scream come from her cell. And we could see Lydia's eyes moving now. Recently, we've not really seen her move at all. She's been pretty much paralysed, not been able to do anything. Now her eyes are moving. You can see a bit of life forming again back into her body. So I'm excited, obviously, to see Lydia in the next couple of episodes. Theo as well, you know, he's trying to infiltrate Malia. He's saying that he knows how she can find the Desert Wolf if she wants that help. If she's going to be, obviously, she's scared of Scott possibly judging her, kicking her out of the pack, maybe losing her friends because of what's happened to Deaton, and she might blame herself, obviously, that her mum's taken her. And he's saying that I can help you find them, the Dread Doctors. How do you think I'll be able to find everybody else? Which again is very interesting. Also, this big massive beast that they said they're calling it, the new the last Chimera. Last time they had one, it killed over 500 people. Mental. And now we've got one again, and it's absolutely massive, isn't it? We've seen him in the school. Theo looked like he was scared with Tracy. He was walking down the corridor. He had somebody's head in his hand. Absolutely mad, mate. So again, really interesting episode. We started with action, we've ended with action, so no disappointments from me. Honestly, that's what I want. Bit of fighting here and there always puts a smile on our faces. So that is where we currently are. If you did enjoy today's episode, please smash the like, really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.